Hi, this is Sun Mushy, and I need to make a few announcements before I get started on this reading. I woke up this morning to these videos that were really sweet and thoughtful. I'm not gonna get too into detail about them, but the point is someone made these videos directed towards a lot of people, but about me, and it really inspired me to go for it, pretty much. And what that means to me is to really, from now on, start doing tarot readings about things that not only I resonate with, but things that that I should own, which is, I'm kind of a master of darkness. It might not seem like it, but that's just one example. But the point is, from now on, and I've kind of already been doing this, but now I'm going to be going into this with even more confidence, because I'm going to start doing topics, I'm going to start doing things the way it resonates with me, and I've been doing that the last couple weeks, and I've been getting a really positive response. So I'm going to keep doing that. That also means the music I'm going to be playing is going to be music that I literally play. So I'm just going to have me playing piano in the background. Obviously, I can't play piano while I do a reading, so I'm just going to have music playing. But yeah, we're going to get started with this reading. Today's pick a card reading is how to face, or what is your inner darkness. So it's probably going to be something like pick a card reading, facing your inner darkness. Before I move the camera over there, I'll just show you how you're going to be picking. So this will give you time to think while I situate the camera and all that when I pause. But there's going to be, you pick based off of these letters. So we're going to have reading letter G, reading letter R, and reading letter S. So while these letters have a specific meaning for me when I wrote them, like a word was in my head or a name or something was in my head, for the most part, just go with whatever resonates with you, whether it's the color or the letter. In the future, I'm going to get way more creative with this. I'm going to have drawings, I'm going to have all sorts of stuff. Right now, it's not too wild, because, for example, I have the colors, blue, red, and pink. That's because those are the only markers I have. So that's just an example. And my apologies, boop, right there, there's that black hole. I don't know, something wrong with my camera. But that's another thing. I'll be getting a new phone, a better camera, actually pretty soon, in the next couple months, I think. So you guys hopefully will start to see some really big changes with my channel. Probably starting soon, sooner than later. Starting to kind of those videos, they just really inspired me to do this. So I'm gonna pause and situate my camera. Okay, so once again, this is facing your inner darkness. So there's going to be reading letter G, reading letter R, and reading letter S. So go ahead, pick whichever one resonates with you, or multiple if you're feeling guided to. And go ahead and click on the timestamps below. I was wondering if I was going to make this a little tricky, but I won't. I won't make it too tricky. I was going to be you won't know which one it is. It'll just be called reading 1, 2, and 3, and then if you click 2 and it's the letter R, then you guessed correctly, sort of thing. That's kind of inspiration from a different channel. I'm going to do that in the future, but for this reading, it's just going to be G, R, and S, and you can just look at the timestamp. I am feeling guided that I will be doing this one first, though, but yeah, so it's going to be out of order again. So that'll be fun. I really like doing it out of order for some reason. I think that's going to be something I'm going to make a habit of in the future. Hopefully that's okay with you guys, but even if it's not, I'm sure it's okay, because it's okay with me. So So I'm gonna get started with reading letter S. Facing your inner darkness. There's gonna be some other messages too, I'm sure. Oops. So right off the bat, I knew I flipped this one upside down, so I knew I was going to want to flip it right side up, but I really like the message that it says upside down. So I'm going to turn this down. Okay, so the reason why I had this upside down and why I left it that way is because I had a feeling it was going to tell me something about your inner darkness and that the rest was going to not really be too much about it. So your inner darkness is trusting yourself, which I think is a lot of people's inner darkness. What's beautiful about this reading is that I think whether you pick G, R, or S, they're all going to have themes that I think almost anyone can relate to. But if you chose reading S, one of your biggest darknesses right now is if you can trust your own self, if you can trust your intuition, or if you can even trust that you have intuition. And I'm gonna tell you right now, of course you do. Everyone has intuition. Everyone's got this ability. If you want to do tarot readings, whoever you are, of course you can do it. If you want to do clairvoyance, clairaudience, or astral project, or move pendulums with your mind, you can do it. I believe in you. And, you know, I really pick up on that with the Queen of Wands next to it, too. To me, this is the card about, like, magic and beauty and, like, seeing things that other people aren't seeing, or in other words, seeing things that aren't there. I believe imagination and creativity is a lot more real than people would think. So, yeah, I'm gonna be honest. The rest of this message is pretty much love-based. So, perhaps another darkness of yours, you're if you're like me, you're pretty in love with somebody, and it's shrouded with darkness, literally. You don't know if they feel the way you feel, you don't know if they're seeing what you're seeing, you don't even know if you can trust the signs you're picking up on, if you can trust your own self about this, if you can trust that you and that person are meant to reunite. You don't know. And yet you go head on. You go head on and you find yourself stuck in a fork in the road once again. So you're in this fork in the road. There's two people. There's someone. It's so interesting. You would think you would go with the Queen of Cups, this person who reciprocates their feelings for you the way that you do for them, you know, and yet perhaps you're drawn to someone who has a similar fun in life that you do, who it's their gifts and their talents and that they can have fun with it in the way that you can. It's a way that calls out to you where it's just to most people, the, like, answer is obvious, you know, you're like, you go with this person that's reciprocating these emotions for you, and yet, maybe in your heart, you know it's this other person, or maybe for whoever's watching this video, this is vice versa, but for me, I definitely see this Prince of Pentacles and this Queen of Cups. And it's funny, I love the Queen of Cups as a card. I love cups. I'm a big cups person. I'm a Pisces. And yet, I'm going with the Prince of Pentacles in my heart. So, whichever you resonate, I think, for those of you who chose reading letter S, you might know what I'm talking about. You might be in a situation where there's two people where, in the present moment, the person who's with you right now should be the choice, but it's almost as if there's someone else that you already know about, and you can't really put your all into this person if your Two of Cups is with someone else. You just feel like there's something wrong about it, and you know, interesting, perhaps it would change. I'm getting it's not. So it's interesting because we get a Cups in reverse. So this is a strong message for me. Hopefully this is resonating with whoever picked reading letter S. Aww, with the Nine of Cups. It's also a matter of holding on to something. Holding on. And you're not holding on in the sense that you are it's like, there's another way you can see this reversal. It's interesting because it goes hand in hand with the High Priestess for me. It's this feeling of can you trust your own reflection? Can you trust these feelings you're seeing when you look into the pond? And so just how it's in reverse, there's the person that you're thinking of on the other side looking back at you, you know, if I had two of these cards, it would be great, because then I could show you it's this one, and they're both looking in the reflection. And this Nine of Cups is, oh, I gotta pause this part, I start saying words. I'm gonna look for some more of my music real quick. Actually, I'm not able to find another one right now off the top of my head, so I'm just gonna go to my Sense Moshi playlist. So, yeah, you're just like with the song. Basically, your inner darkness is if you can trust your emotions and your intuition and realize that they are in sync with each other. You gotta realize that your mind and your heart are more in sync than you realize. And that you might feel like you're holding on, and it's more like you've got these hopes that you want fulfilled. And with the Ten of Wands, I'm hearing it's gonna happen. See, I know my destination, I'm just not there. These street lights. Oh, okay. And this one. There will be balance, and you have to move on from this life you're in right now. There's... You're probably wondering, okay, if this is true, how come you can't be in this situation now? How come you can't be reunited with this person, even though everything in your path is telling you? And I think it's because right now you're in a temporary situation. It's kind of like, we're not out of the woods yet, if you know that quote. It's like you still have a lot of work to do in the physical world. So whether that's getting a job or moving out or both, it's like no matter how ready you are emotionally, spiritually, you know, no matter how ready you are, you can't rely on logic right now. Because logic doesn't make sense with this relationship. There's not a single sword in this reading. Whatever you're thinking, whatever you're trying to reason, Don't worry, go with how you feel. For once, don't go off of your thoughts and go off of your feelings. Go off your feelings, you'll be surprised. And this is also telling me, who cares? I mean, it does matter, but like, who cares about like your like situation in terms of like meeting this person? Like, you've got something. Yes, you're not where you need to be in the future, but that's everybody. You're at a comfortable place now. If you're at a comfortable place now, who cares? You know, that's what I'm hearing. It's like, you know, maybe you're the one holding yourself back. I'm hearing go for it. Go for this. Go for the Two of Cups. You know you want to. That's what the Eight of Wands is telling me. It's telling me you know you want to. Go for it. And, you know, that might have to be in 3 days, or 6, or a week, or a month. But whenever you want to go for it, do it. So, I hope this message resonates. I hope this makes sense in terms of darkness. If not, you know, that's okay too. I guess you get like a fun sort of surprise love reading. Seems to be the case. I usually make a video and I'm like, okay, it's about this. And then I get the reading and I'm like, alright, I guess it's about a few other things too. Alright. So I hope this message resonated with you, and I hope you all have a really good rest of your week. That's weird, I don't want to put it in that way. Okay. I'm going to move on to reading letter... reading letter G. Yeah. Feeling G. Feeling good. Alright. Okay, well, this came out. And that came out as well as this. This is going to be the middle of the reading. I don't know how those cards came out so well. I guess they don't like me. Never figured out why. Never try to figure out why. Woo! Well, that one's also coming out. Ooh. I don't know. So, these are gonna go in both places. It doesn't really make sense right now, but I get the feeling this reading will make sense. Oh, wow. Aww. So, for those of you who's reading letter G, I'm hearing love hit you hard, and in the most justifiable way. It's kind of like there was a previous situation or lover, and then there's like a current lover, and so justice is in the middle of that. You're like, I get it, I deserve this, I you know, that's what this was all about. I deserve love. I deserve to be in love with this person, you know. It's like justice and balance. You're like, okay, this relationship that in the end was no good, leave it behind. The balancing out is that you get a relationship that is good and that you get to have right now. But then suddenly you find yourself with the Eight of Swords and you find yourself trapped, and you realize that maybe even that situation is not what it's meant out to be. It's really interesting. Before I flip these cards, I was telling you guys this is going to go in both spots. So I'm really curious as to how this is going to play out. Oh, yeah. I'm picking up the vibe. So yeah. What I'm hearing is perhaps that person you were thinking of isn't the right time or moment for you. And that really, you gotta go head on with what you want in life. And what you really want in life is to be by yourself. And, or, you know, I'm sorry to, like, assume anything, but it's kind of like having time for yourself. It's like you might still be going through heartache and heartbreak, and you need more time to be alone. I think maybe you moved on too quickly, and you fell in love with someone else too soon, which, you know, that's really funny. That happened to me back in January, and I knew I was falling in love too soon. But that's the thing, if you fall in love too soon and your feelings continue to grow, that's fine too. That's why I find it funny that it's going to be over here. So it's like, as of right now, this person you have feelings for, it's just not meant to be right now. It's possible in the future with this person, and just in general about love. This is really just love in general. So like, even if you haven't met someone, maybe you're like, I just got out of this bad relationship, am I ready to love again? And then in the beginning, not right now, but once you focus in on yourself and you really sit tight and you escape this sort of prison that you're in right now, and then find a place of like safety and freedom, you will then be ready for love, or this specific love if there's a specific person in your mind. But right now is the time to hone in on that love and put it into yourself, and like focus on yourself and your journey. So your inner darkness is lust and self-love, and for some reason sentimental, holy, spiritual, those are all words coming up. Spiritual love, holy love, sentimental love. That's your inner darkness for some reason. And I think that's also why with this justice card, it is kind of saying it's fair how both these situations came out. It's kind of a lesson. It's like, yeah, that past person wasn't so great. You know that with the swords, with the logic. And this person is amazing. So what's going on? And the thing that's going on is that you get what you deserve, and that sounded bad. I'm trying to say that there's a lot you have to learn about yourself, and I'm hearing self-control. That's probably just because of the Frank Ocean song, but a lot about self-control and yourself and where your drive is coming from. And it's this pattern, and once you find that part in this little loop, this part about the karma behind the way you love, that's when you can really come back into this and then put that back into your relationship and really have that passion. Wow, 23 minutes. So those are your inner darknesses. Basically, I guess my message to you through Spirit is go head on into this journey of the self, and that know that while this is going on, while you're resting, life is going on, preparing for you and this other person to break out, to get out of there, and to both be ready for this beautiful harmony. So good. And then I'm also going to complete it with 2 more cards again in the same spot. Yeah. Oh wow. Oh wow. Yeah. Your prince gets to turn into a king. Who you're gonna this love, this person, I am picking up that it's, if there's someone you're thinking of right now, that this person is somebody else in the future. I'm really picking up that vibe with the King of Swords, because this is kind of talking for me past lover and like present lover, or like love interest. And so from a Prince of Swords to the King of Swords, I'm just hearing like this energy. You deserve someone better than this. You deserve someone like this who also carries on that loving balance that comes from this other person. I think you recognized a lot in this other person that this person didn't have, but someone who's different, like the Swords energy, is going to come in. I hope this is making sense. Basically, you're going to meet somebody that is similar to your past relationships, but will bring in the love of this person that captivated you so much in this present moment. Yeah, there's someone out there who I know that this is going to resonate with. It's a little more personal, but hopefully this message also resonates with, you know, whoever else picks this reading, and if not, you know, that's okay too. Not all messages are meant to resonate, but I do know this message is for somebody. So, inner darkness is going on this journey of the self, and by the looks of it, you're gonna do it, and the rewards are gonna be amazing. Woo! This song, A Beautiful Night, whoa. Okay, so I hope that message resonated with you. I hope you have a really good week. I'm sending so much love, light, warm energy, positivity, everything. Talk to you soon. Be wherever you are. Do 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 do. Do 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 do. Okay, so for those of you who chose reading letter R, I'm gonna go ahead and get started about facing your inner darkness. What is your inner darkness? What can be done? What should you do? Option E. Wow. Ooh. Sis. Ooh. Oh, wow. Woo. Okay. I'm picking up that for those of you who chose reading letter R, that you really want to go out there and see the world. And you're very experienced. I'm hearing you've learned so much. It's interesting. What could this inner darkness be? Inner darkness is sharing this for some reason. Your inner darkness is stepping into your teaching vibe to lead instead of follow, to speak your truth, and to show people what you're seeing in this world. Show people what you see that's so beautiful about the world. Help people understand you better. I see. I know what this is gonna be. 1 second. Sorry, this is taking a while. I know the right card will come out there. Just today. Alright, Spirit, help me out with a few more cards. Ooh. Thank you. That's not enough. I think they're telling me I gotta switch the song. Yeah, okay. Okay. Come on, universe. Alright, 29 minutes in. My apologies if this video cuts off. If so, I will continue with part 2. Okay. What is this about? Again. So for those of you who chose reading letter R, use your best judgment Your inner darkness is, yet again, trusting that you have experience. You're trusting your own experiences, trusting that you're a teacher and not a tyrant. Trusting that you're just looking at the beauty of things. You're not trying to force anyone to do anything. You're not trying to like preach. You're just trying to explain yourself and like what you see using your own best judgment. So your inner darkness is figuring out how to tell people how you feel and what you see and what you think without telling them how to think or how to feel. You're not trying to tell people how to think or how to feel. You're just trying to tell them, this is what you see, this is what you feel, you know, and hope that it gets reciprocated and hope that that you're not seen as some sort of manipulator. Because I'm going to tell you right now, you're totally not, you know, full of love. And once you can do that, once you can get through this darkness and realize that you do have experience and that you kind of do know what you're talking about, that's when some really interesting things are going to happen in either your friendships or your love life. But quite honestly, I'm picking up with the love life sort of situation. Once you can step into your own power, that's when you can really match your vibe with this other person. There's like a prince and a princess. Oh, keep in mind, you know, gender is just a thing. You know, you can be gay or straight or bi. You can be whatever you want to be or whoever you are, and that's totally okay. These are just kind of energies. So like, I'll help you out. Like, I really identify as the Princess of Pentacles in this situation. You know, so like, that's just an example. So if you feel more like the prince or like the princess or whatever, that's totally fine. But basically, the energy I'm picking up on is that once you can accept yourself in terms of this, accept you're not once you can accept that you're not a manipulator and that you are full of wisdom, you gotta believe that you are full of wisdom, you are full of reflection, you are deep, you have good judgment. You might wonder if it's an ego thing to say you have good judgment, to say you're deep, to say you're wise, but I'm hearing it's okay to accept that. And once you can accept that and bring in your own peace with your own art, your own music, your own harmony, that's when you can truly match with this person. You gotta trust yourself. You gotta trust that you are who you say you are, that you are chill, that you are comfortable, that you are like relaxed. And then, if you're not feeling that way, then perhaps that's why this is your inner darkness. You gotta face these things. Oh, quite a few things here. Wow. And yeah, another big thing is go out there and see the world. If you haven't seen the world yet, I have yet to see a bunch of the world. I want to see all sorts of places. I am so blessed and lucky that I've seen a lot of places already. I've been out of the country. But yeah, so it's like, you gotta see the world, and I'm picking up that you want to see the world. So, yeah, your inner darkness is, hopefully that made sense what your inner darkness is. It's the way you look at yourself, the way you think about your wisdom and your judgment, the way that you understand that the shadow within you could turn these into manipulation, could turn these into, like, fakeness, but it's not. It's, like, that's just your worry. That's your inner darkness is your worry of those things. This reading, for me, I'm here to tell you that you are thebomb.com. You are true, you are real, you are full of depth, and you will find emotional balance with all this.